Listen, they've had the better of us over the last few years. We know that, and it's not been good enough for our club, and we've not give our fans nowhere near enough days like today. So it's been a long time coming to this ground and picking up 3 points. But it means. I think it's the old cliche. It's only 3 points, but it's definitely not. It means a lot more than that to the boys, to the clubs, to the fans. I've been here 7 years now, and to come to this ground every time and not get 3 points has been tough. So yeah, it's for the fans, and I hope they have a great night tonight because, of course, it is only 3 points on the table. But to come here and do it over Liverpool, and like I said, they have been a top team over the years, and they've been a lot better in recent years. So it's nice to get one over them.
Funny enough, I just heard on the commentary that for a Manchester United player, Anfield is the best place to win. Now that you've experienced it, can you vouch for that?
Yeah, definitely, without a doubt. I think you see all week about the build-up, and you see a lot of Juan Mata's goals and Wayne's goals here, what have won the games for the club. So yeah, I'm sure in a few years' time they'll be looking back at my header and things. So it's listen, football's all about memories. It's all about creating memories, creating special memories, and I'm sure all the fans in the stadium will have a memory that they won't forget. So we'll all go home happy. We'll not get carried away because we know this club is not in a position to get carried away. We need to use this as motivation to reach levels that they've reached in recent years, because that's where this club should be at.
What do you think it means, sort of a bit longer term, for the narrative, the story, the kind of the journey that this Man United team is trying to go on?
Well, funnily enough, in this club, it'll mean a lot for this week. And then we got Brighton at home next Saturday. So every game gets treated the same at this club. We know that it's a big win, and we're going to get spoke about highly of this week. The lads have got to remain calm-headed and make sure that come Brighton next Saturday, we've got to go again and play well again, because if we don't do that, what we've done today, and fight and spirit, we can be better with the ball, we know that. There's more fight and spirit out there, but we've got to show that in every game, and I'm sure we'll pick up many results from now to the end of the season.
Okay, well, we can hear that the celebrations are ongoing. I've got a little something for your mantelpiece.
Thank you
for the
very
player
much.
of the match.
Thank you
well
very
played.
much. Thank you.
2016, he mentioned Wayne Rooney. It was his goal in 2016 when Manchester United were under Louis van Gaal that earned them their last league win here at Anfield. In terms of their performance, and in terms of Harry Maguire's performance in particular, Roy, I know that you weren't necessarily convinced that he was the right player to start this game, but did he prove Amarim right?
Yeah, of course, but the manager brought him in, he mentioned before the game, because of his experience and the fact he's a goal threat, and not just obviously his winner today. Defensively, some of the headers he put in was absolutely fantastic, and we know he's capable of doing that. That's the foundation of his career. But my worry always is that getting isolated and getting caught 1v1s in terms of his pace. But he obviously got away with that today because he used the experience, and he done well, and he dug deep, and the win will give the players that belief about winning football matches. The key now for this group of players is you got to keep winning. And also the good thing is, for some of the new players who've come to the club, the attacking players, they haven't got the negativity of last season where it was really bad stats. They're coming to United and going, yeah, this is good, this vibe is good. They're winning a few matches now. They've got the back-to-back. They've won at Liverpool. Obviously, we know that it's not easy for Man United players. So we've got to take that belief now, as Harry just said, into the game next week. We'll go against Brighton. That's the key now. Enjoy a little bit of success tonight. No doubt the fans will have a few drinks, but make sure you've got a free week. No real distractions for United over the next few months now. Obviously, European football, etc. So stay focused, stay in the zone. But they do look like they've got goals in this team. That was a big problem last year. For all their problems, goalkeeper, defensively, they weren't a goal threat. But today, even though they've scored 2, they still look as if going, yeah, there's goals in this group of players. And some of the attacking players today look like, again, there's a bit of a swagger about them. And I like that. And it wasn't a cockiness. It was like, yeah, confidence, give me the ball, I'll deal with it. I'm playing at Anfield, like Canton and all these players used to go, yeah, give me the ball, I can deal with it. And they dealt with it. They've now got a build in it. But certainly good vibes. We see clips in the dressing rooms there. And success is good. It's great to be successful, even if it's a big game at Liverpool. But now carry it on. I'll repeat that to the players. You've got to keep going now and build and have a really good season. There's been a lot of positives the last week. There's been criticism. We spoke about the owner saying, well, the manager's here for the next 2 or 3 years. And we say, well, results will dictate that. But if we can get performance and results like that today, then he will be here for 3 years.
I was just thinking that. And it's quite unprecedented what he came out and said. And he almost got ridiculed for it to a certain extent. But maybe it changed that whole dressing room. The players that maybe aren't quite keen on Ruben Amorim, maybe his backroom staff, maybe he's going to be surplus. They've shut everybody up. He's here. So let's get on with it now. And you can see maybe that creates a bit of togetherness. And like Roy says, they've signed a couple of gems. Sesko, the jury is still out a little bit. But in Cunha and Mbeumo, they've got players that look like they deserve to be in a Man United shirt. And there's been a few that don't look like... Not only do they not want to be it in a Man United shirt, they don't look like can handle the pressure that comes with it. Cunha handles the ball. He wants it in tight situations. He looks a class act. And Mbeumo's a massive goal threat. So they do look, to a certain extent, a lot better team. Now, they still need a few pieces in that jigsaw puzzle, but there were so many positive today. We talk about tactics. Roy said it just after the game. Goes out the window in these games. There's been so many times when you maybe don't play that well, but you dig in and you get a result, maybe good challenges, a little bit of luck along the way, and they rode their luck. But they still had the big moments. And no matter what gets said about Bruno Fernandes, and he does get a lot of stick, that ball for the winning goal is world class.
Of such a high, you know, to do so well, and then to get a move like he did to Manchester. But then, since then, it's been mainly of pain, of not making excuses, but always having to come out and front it. I mean, he's the captain at the end of the day. He's always the face. He's always had a broad pair of shoulders. He's always scored important goals, actually. But in the main, it's been disappointment for him. And you know, he is one of the good guys. He is one of the nice guys. He leads by example, and you can't, you know, take that away from him. So it's a nice moment for him, and obviously a nice moment for Manchester United. It was a good goal. I mean, it was a great ball in from Bruno Fernandes. It was a little bit loopy in terms of the cross. So from a defensive point of view, you're getting plenty of time to readjust and try to head that one out. But they were outnumbered 3-1 at the back, Liverpool. And when it drops to him, Manchester United wouldn't want it on anybody's head other than his, because I know he plays centre-half, but he doesn't miss with his head much.
No. And the irony was, when we heard from Ruben Amorim before the game, and he was asked why he'd picked Harry Maguire and not Yoro today, he gave us 2 or 3 reasons, and the last one was his heading ability.
Absolutely spot on. We talked about both boxers, you know, as much... And he defended particularly well, Harry, today, as United did in general, really, and limited sort of Liverpool to many chances in and around the box, few shots from outside. But that's what he is. That's what he's a threat, you know, and it's not a one-off. And the manager was right in the end and kept him on this time. You know, he's changed the back line at times. He kept him on is another point. Brought Luke off and brought Yoro on and left Harry on and got the benefit.
The other thing is, I think games like this suit him more than any other types of games, because when you're almost defending a little bit deeper, he's not having to worry about people running in behind him, a bit of pace in behind. He can defend the edge of his box. There's not many players that are better than Harry Maguire at doing that, heading anything that comes into your box with aggression. He's decent on the ball, so if the ball does end up at his feet, he's more than capable. And then, of course, set pieces at the other end or attempts like that. So I think today, you know, when the chips are down, it's the type of game that he probably revels in, more so than playing a lesser team, playing a high line, you know, and the team that are going to counter-attack that could really expose him. I think that's a tailor-made game for Harry Maguire.
Let's speak to one of the other Manchester United heroes alongside Harry Maguire. Matthijs de Ligt is waiting to talk to us at Anfield. Matthijs, well done. I mean, to be a Manchester United player, to win at Anfield against Liverpool, it hasn't happened since 2016. How good does that feel today?
Yeah, obviously, amazing feeling. I think it's been a long time, so to win it in this phase of the season, such an important game, is obviously a really nice feeling.
And to win it in the way you did, through Harry Maguire having conceded the equaliser, must have been some adrenaline rush.
Yeah, obviously the fact that we could still score the winner 2-1 says enough about our mental strength today. I think we were all really hyped and really... the focus was really high today, and this is something that's amazing. And I think the most important thing is that we keep continuing that, even in other games, because that's something that we lack sometimes. So, with today, I'm really happy. And
you're happy for Harry Maguire. He's a scorer of big goals in the last 12 months or so, isn't he?
No, I'm really happy for H. I'm really happy for H. He played a really good game today. It's not easy to come in after not have played the last game, so it's a big compliment to him. But not only to him, I think also today the subs made a really big difference. If you see how, for example, Lenny Yoro comes in last 50 minutes. As a defender, to come in last minutes is the most difficult thing to do, but how he did it is amazing. So not only H, but the whole squad today was amazing. And to keep Liverpool at bay the way you did when they're attacking the Kop, it must have been a real test of concentration there at the end. Yeah, today was a game that you really have to be concentrated, especially with the crosses they put in. If you lose your concentration for 1 second, it's a goal. And this is something that we did really well today. Unfortunately, the goal we conceded was maybe just a little moment that was the lack of concentration. But for the rest, I think we did it really well.
And could this finally be the trigger? I mean, it's the first time under your manager you've won back-to-back Premier League games, a fantastic place to do it. Can this kick you on now to some consistency?
Let's hope so. Obviously, it's the first time since a long time that we win 2 games in a row. So this is obviously, for the confidence, really, really good. Winning at Anfield against the champions of last year is obviously also for the confidence amazing. So, yeah, let's continue on this road. Keep working hard, and hopefully the next game against Brighton I think we put in the same performance.
And just to put it into context, you're only the third team to win at Anfield in the last 3 years in the Premier League. You've been at United long enough now to know what this fixture means to your supporters.
Sorry, I didn't understand the question.
You know what this win means to Manchester United supporters now. You've been at the club long enough.
Yeah, of course I know. Less week in the street sometimes. Some people are saying, hey, Sunday is Liverpool, you have to be ready. So you know what it means to the people and to the fans. You know, we had a lot of difficult moments last season. This season also some difficult moments, but to give them also some joy in this phase of the season is something that, as a player, gives also a lot of joy. To give them a nice evening. I think every United fan today can enjoy this win and have a good dinner tonight.
Absolutely. You too. Well played. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
That is one Dutch defender. Here is another, the Liverpool captain, Virgil van Dijk.
Virgil, obviously you wanted desperately to end the losing run today. It hasn't quite happened. Why do you think not?
I think because obviously we conceded a very sloppy second goal. We worked so hard to get back into the game. We created opportunities to score the winner. But if you concede the second goal like that, obviously that's a disappointing part. And I think overall, if you look at the game, we were far too rushed. I think we were making wrong decisions at time, and that was also the moments where we were open if we lost the ball. And disappointed day.
Far too rushed because of the games you've lost, and almost trying too hard. Maybe, do you think?
No, I think United was obviously very patient. They didn't press us that high. They didn't, they let us on the ball, and I think we made rash decisions at time where obviously we had to stay maybe a little bit calm, but we still obviously created many opportunities to score and win the game. But the reality is that we lost, and it's an interesting time now that we have to stick together, and not only us as players, but together with our fans and everyone that wants us to win.
Yeah, interesting time. Virgil van Dijk says they have to stick together. They've got the character and the belief. He was saying that to me this week when I went to the training ground to talk to him.
Yeah, absolutely. I've seen teams losing 4 games before on the row, and you think, wow, where is the next win going to come from? The confidence looks gone. They're playing awful. They can't score. I don't see that with Liverpool at the moment. Going away to Chelsea in the last game, lots of teams lose at Stamford Bridge, and they lost them with the last kick of the game. It was a 50-50 game. Today, again, they played pretty well. I mean, they do look a little bit ragged at the back. Certainly in the first half. I thought they looked a bit stronger in the second half. The first half, they looked a little bit ragged at the back. But they're going forward and they're creating chances. As I mentioned earlier, they hit the post 2 or 3 times.
What about the chance at 2-1 for Cody Gakpo? I mean, most other days this goes in and we're having a different conversation, aren't we?
And that is football. That's OK. Creating chances, missing chances. That will always happen. The more chances you create, the more you're going to miss. So this is always going to happen. Yeah, it's a big miss. Yes, obviously, it might have been a game changer. Of course it would have. But as long as you're creating the chances, then Liverpool will be OK. And as I say, I don't look at Liverpool thinking, wow, this is a team that are really lacking in all kinds. I actually think quite the opposite. I actually think they played quite well today. And Manchester United, did really well themselves. Full